All right, today we're jumping headfirst into the intense, and let's be honest, pretty provocative world of one of Japan's most famous writers, Yukio Mishima. We're going to be unpacking his one-act play, The Changing Fans.
And this play, wow, it kicks off with a really unsettling question, one that kind of sticks with you. Can love, with all its passion and all its pain, can it actually be treated like a work of art? I mean, can someone else take a human heart and just use it as a canvas for their own masterpiece? It's a wild idea. Let's dig in and see what Mishima has to say.
So, picture this. The story drops us right into the messy, paint-splattered studio of a painter named Yukio Honda. You can just feel that chaotic, creative energy in the air, right? But there's also this sense of total disarray, and honestly, it's the perfect backdrop for the emotional train wreck that's about to happen.
And what do we find Yukio doing? She's reading a newspaper, and she's completely captivated by this story that has the whole city talking. It's about this young woman, Hanako, who waits day in and day out at a train station for her lover, who just never shows up. You know the type of story. Classic, tragic, unwavering love.
Okay, so before we go any further, let's meet the key players in this drama. First up, you've got Yukio, the painter. She's kind of our narrator, but as we're about to find out, she is so much more than that. Think of her as the artist, the observer, always on the lookout for inspiration.
Then, of course, there's Hanako. She's the young woman from that newspaper story. And her entire identity, really, is boiled down to one single powerful act, waiting. She's the believer, right? The absolute embodiment of pure, unshakable faith that her love will come back.
And finally, we have Yukio. He's the guy Hanako is waiting for. At this point in the story, that's pretty much all we know about him. He's the object of all this incredible devotion, the whole reason for Hanako's endless wait.
So you've got this setup, right? A story within a story. But here's where things get really fascinating. That line between the story in the newspaper and what's happening in reality, it's about to get seriously blurred, because that story is literally about to walk right through Yukio's front door.
And just like that, in this totally stunning turn of events, Hanako herself shows up at the studio. For some reason, she thinks Yukio's studio is the next logical place to continue her search. And her first words, they just hit you. They're so full of this exhausted hope. And you realize right away, for Hanako, waiting isn't just something she does. It's who she is. It's her entire existence.
So, okay, just as we're trying to wrap our heads around Hanako just appearing, the drama cranks up another notch. The last piece of this very strange puzzle is about to fall into place. And it's going to lock all three of our characters together in this tiny, cluttered studio.
In walks Yukio, and that reunion Hanako has been dreaming of for who knows how long, it just shatters, right there, in an instant. Because he's not there to see Hanako, he's there to see Yukio. And suddenly, oh man, this is not the story we thought it was. This is a full-blown love triangle, and you could cut the tension in that room with a knife.
Which, makes you stop and think, are we just watching some tragic, terrible coincidence play out? Or is there something more calculated going on here? Did Hanako just stumble right into a carefully laid trap?
And with that one revelation, everything shifts. The whole power dynamic in the room just flips on its head. We start to realize that Yukio, she's not just some bystander watching this unfold. Oh no, she's the one pulling all the strings.
As things get more and more heated, Yukio finally shows her hand. She reveals how she really sees all of this. When they call her cruel, she says she's fighting, that this is an artistic struggle. I mean, think about that. She doesn't see people with feelings. She sees materials for her art. And that is a truly chilling moment when you realize she sees all this emotional wreckage as just part of her creative process.
So you have this massive, massive disconnect in how they see this moment. For Hanako, this is everything. It's the culmination of her faith, the ultimate test of her love. But for Yukio, it's a performance. It's a show. She put this whole reunion together like a director staging a play. It's a real-life drama, a living sculpture of pain and beauty that she created just so she could watch and control it for her art.
And really, this is the core question Mishima wants us to wrestle with. Where do you draw the line between art and just plain cruelty? By turning actual human lives into our artistic medium, is Yukio some kind of visionary artist, or is she just a monster?
Now, to get a better handle on all this, we've got to look at the play's central symbol, and it's hiding in plain sight, right there in the title. Let's talk about the fan.
Yep, the fan. The play's original title actually translates to The Changing Fans. And trust me, that's not just a random name. It's basically the key that unlocks the whole meaning of the play.
See, this fan isn't just one thing. It means different things to different people. For Hanako, it's this precious symbol of her love for Yoshio. But for Itsuko, it's just a prop, another tool she can use to manipulate the scene. So as the fan changes hands, its meaning changes too, perfectly mirroring how each character's perspective is shifting. It's this beautiful, fragile thing, kind of like the human hearts that Itsuko is so casually breaking.
So after all the heartbreak, all the manipulation, her masterpiece is finally complete, and Yetsuko is all alone. And the very last line she speaks is this quiet, almost breathless thought, "To live, how beautiful." So what do we make of that? Is that the triumphant cry of an artist who thinks she's captured the raw essence of life? Or is it the cold, detached thought of someone who can only see beauty in life by first orchestrating its destruction? The play never tells us. It just leaves us there to think about the beautiful and honestly the terrifying cost of art.